This reminds me of the kind of the fight where the fight's over and he walks them back and fucking dies.
Imagine a guy throwing punches like clockwork, getting better and better as the fight goes on.
Holloway used everything in boxing 101 handbook. Everything.
That's Max for you, who somehow levels up after being a champ and losing his belt.
He has number 1, number 2, and number 3 for the most strikes landed.
Such mastery.
He took so much fucking punishment in this fight, I'm freaking out a little bit.
Defying the very fabric of the laws of physics.
I want him out of here, don't talk to anybody, and go right to the fucking hospital, man.
And can only be attained by those considered blessed. It's August 2013 in Boston, and Conor McGregor is walking towards the cage, facing a young, scrappy Hawaiian named Max Holloway.
I plan on stealing the show every time. I plan on finishing everyone. Anyone in the top 10, anyone they want. I'm going for the finish, and I'll look to hit them with any part of my body, any limb I have, I'll swing it.
Conor won the fight, but for the first time, he wasn't able to finish the fight. As for the young Hawaiian, in order to get better, he decided to seek out a striking coach.
I never had a striking coach for, Dustin, 5, 6, 7. My first 7 fights in the UFC.
So what did you do for striking?
You really want to know what I did?
Yeah.
You know the UFC game? I would use Renan Barao and Jose Aldo, and I would do stuff with them. I'd be like, oh yeah, this works in the game. So my friend at the time, Dustin Kimura, he would kind of hold mitts for me, and I'd be like, look, I tried this in the game and it was working. Let's try it, and we did it. I figured it out from UFC, the regular UFC game, the first ever UFC game.
What?
Yeah, but Renan Barao.
You would watch the video game.
I would play the video game and be like, oh, look at this. I would try combination. I'd be like, oh yeah, this kind of works. So let's try it. Why not? It got me that far.
Man, little evil Holloway!
Trying to find a striking coach and this and that, and then the Conor loss, we was like, yeah, we gotta get this shit going, you know.
It made a giant difference, obviously.
Humongous difference. So yeah, like
when people would post up the fights of who I'm fighting, they'd be saying I get thrown to the dogs, I have an uphill battle, all this kind crazy stuff, but all the negative energy, it really doesn't bother me.
Wow, is he excited?
my last fight, my emotions all over the place. For this fight, I'm calm and cool for this fighting.
To the combination.
Will choke. He was so tall, he was like 6'4". Like, who do you get ready for? Like, everybody I know that was 6'4" or something is like already 200 pounds.
Trying to crank on it. It's all over. Again goes down again. Again goes down. Trying to get it. He got it. It's on.
Multiple occasions. Wow. It looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding. Wow. It's very rare. What a finish that you see an agreement like that.
Max Holloway will fight Anthony Pettis for the interim featherweight title.
You want to touch left, do it now, go back to your corner.
I guess not.
You're not a product of your surroundings, you're a product of your choices, right? And but your surroundings have a lot of influence in that.
Hawaiians have a deep sense of pride when it comes to fighting.
Every person or everybody has a different meaning of what an alpha is. And over here was, you can scrap and you're a banger, you know?
Go YouTube Hawaii fights. Like, they fight, after they're done, they shake hands, go on their way, and if they end up fighting again, then they'll fight again.
You know, and you're also talking about a warrior culture, right? Polynesians. So you have like this very intense love and, you know, when they talk about the aloha spirit, generosity, they have like this, and then they're very powerful people as well.
Yeah, that was really disturbing when I found out how much drug abuse there is on some of the islands.
Yeah.
15 years ago, crystal meth was identified as the drug of choice in Hawaii. Today, the number of deaths attributed to ice has more than doubled. This is 1999. But then you just jump ahead 10 years and you see a pretty drastic difference, especially in Hawaii.
What do you stay alive for? That endless scurrying from bad to good to bad again must have been exhausting. And each return to bad brought with it a little flurry of deaths. Tell me, if you admired humans so much, why did you keep inflicting your failures upon them?
How are you so confident and calm inside the octagon there? How's this not getting to you?
Man, you know where I'm from? I'm from the city, in a city called Waianae in Oahu, Hawaii, and you just gotta grow up fast, man. I saw things at a young age, and I told myself I don't want to be like those guys. I saw guys who I don't want to be like, and you just gotta, you know, go above the influence.
I fight for Waianae, like trying to show people that they're not bad kids. Like,
I remember coming home one time, and Mom was home, and I grabbed the handkerchief.
To me, it's good, but just make sure you have respect for your team and for your opponents.
And then on the ground, it fell as a crack pipe, and I was 5th grade. I was like, holy shit.
my mom and my dad, I knew there was heavy drug users, and then my dad would always beat up my mom. I think so that her drugs was like her medicine, like would calm her stress.
O José Aldo e o Anderson Silvério. O que pode contar aí a favor do José Aldo é a experiência, realmente.
After that, I would notice like my mom would be gone for days, like 3 days, gone, a week, gone.
The last time I saw my dad was when I was like 10, 11 years old, and then I never see him after that. I still pray for him, but like he has no use in my life anymore.
Como que ele diz? Estou tranquilo, estou sabendo o trabalho que eu estou fazendo.
Olha aí, agora ele vai pro chute. Termina a luta, vitória do José Aldo.
That's the reason why he's good, is because he pushed beyond the pain, beyond what anybody said. Just never give up.
You shouldn't even give up. Like, what is that? Like that, if you give up, you're certified a loser. If you try, you at least a winner in your book.
Nick Diaz, Rob McCullough, Roger Workton, KJ News, Gilbert Mendez, Josh Thompson.
Well, if Max Holloway is the young gun, Harris Sarmiento is one of those old dogs.
So you know what those guys all have in common?
They fought Harris?
They fought Harris.
A veteran of close to 60 professional fights. He's 38-20. He has certainly been through the wars.
Does that make you think, I mean, walking into a guy who has been around with some of the best in MMA?
Well, I like to consider myself the best too, so.
Day after the big fight, dude. First off, your fans, everyone's gonna be watching this. How are you feeling right now?
It is mission accomplished for this youngster as he has wrestled the 155 world title belt.
In a lot of pain, man, to be honest with you. Throughout the fight, it was pretty painful in my leg, so.
A couple of weeks ago, we had a little debate about the pound-for-pound situation in MMA. I think we both might have been wrong. Jose Aldo.
No, you were wrong. You lost that debate.
If you like be the best, you gotta beat the best. And it's just what you gotta do, baby.
The elbows in a light 7. Jose Aldo not taking. He had to get carried back to his corner.
But Jose Aldo, he's got to be up there after what he did tonight, right?
Yeah, he's in the pound for pound list. I don't know where you put him now, but definitely higher than Fedor.
These men will probably get a shot at the champion right up. Oh, look at that knee from Aldo. This is the opening he was looking for. Hard uppercuts by Aldo. This is it. And now the flurry starts and Chris Mickle's in trouble. But it's just not happening. Oh, right from Aldo. Drops Brookings to the canvas and he's in real trouble.
Briefly does, but Mendez reconnects him and he's free.
Oh! That's it. Trying to finish it. And it is all over.
Jose Aldo! And they are swarming him now. This is nuts.
Jose Aldo retired. Very retired. He hated that Conor McGregor stuff. I think Conor McGregor kind of fucked up his mental space.
Conor said a lot of things that after he won the belt, he wanted to go up to 155. Do you think that's the truth here?
Oh, yeah.
Where does this put Jose Aldo?
Well, it depends on what happens. Obviously, if he vacated and went to 55, probably do Frankie Edgar versus Jose for the title.
Jose Aldo regained his title by defeating Frankie Edgar. However, he was only declared interim champion due to Conor's inactivity in the featherweight division.
A lot to digest here with UFC 206. As many of our fans know by now, Daniel Cormier, Anthony Rumble Johnson out into the main event slot for the interim featherweight championship. Max Holloway against Anthony Showtime Pettis.
As a result, the UFC had to strip Conor from his featherweight belt, and the winner between Pettis and Holloway would then have the chance to face Aldo for the unified title and become the undisputed champion.
If you want to touch it up, do it now. Go back to your corner.
I guess not. Max offered it up. He's doing a great job of moving, throwing those shots. Another hard shot to the body. Yep. Pettis is in trouble. Holloway's pouring it on. Holloway looking to finish it. It's all over.
We couldn't find Aldo, so I started calling him Aldo. Jose Waldo, hashtag Jose Waldo, and tell him meet me in Brooklyn in February.
Look, Conor's booked. Well, I'm gonna call out a guy who's already have a fight. I was looking out for Aldo. I thought he wanted to fight, and this guy is saying he's the best in the world. Come and prove it, you know? I don't believe in guys waiting for title shots.
Falou que ele vai vir ao Rio tomar o reinado do rei. O que você acha?
Porra nenhuma, caô. Tomar nada.
No, you need to check yourself. I ain't playing. I'm here to stay. I'm gonna be here for a long time.
When he fights against Jose Aldo, he's facing one of the most spectacular 145-pounders that's ever walked the face of the planet.
The thing is with Holloway, you know, he's been training for Aldo for what, 8 years now?
Since he was 17, I think he said, yeah.
So he may be looking at this as not only his only opportunity to fight Aldo, but his only opportunity to beat him. He wants to add Aldo's name to his win column.
Just make sure you make that walk June 3rd, UFC 212, in your hometown. In your hometown. It was so hard fighting this guy. We had to fight him in his hometown. That's what kings do. Kings go to other kings' village, and they dethrone them, and they take everything that they got.
Across this arena here in Rio. This is the type of matchup you want to see when you have a young, phenomenal champion like Max Holloway. Want to see an undefeated phenom meet him for the championship of the world. Give him a second. Talk to him.
I was blown away. I wanted them to stop that fight going into the 5th round. I was hoping that either the referee or the corner was going to stop that fight.
That might be it. That's it. That's it.
Max Holloway has retained his UFC featherweight championship. Well, Max Holloway just declaring himself the best ever.
Honestly, listen, Max is a grown man and we need to talk, but I'd like to see Max go to 55 now.
Is there anyone else? Step forward. Let's go!
This is done. Eddie Alvarez is done.
Right hand.
Alvarez is still swinging though. Look at this. What a warrior, Eddie Alvarez. That's the point of finish.
That is it. Dustin Poirier closes the rivalry.
UFC 236, we now know the main event. It's going to be Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 2.
I'll never quit here. I'll die in here. This is what I do. I live for this.
Dustin Poirier's already beat him. There's something to be said for confidence. Dustin Poirier knows that he can beat him because he has beaten him.
Eddie Alvarez, former champ. Anthony Pettis, former champ. Justin Gaethje, former champ. Eddie Alvarez, former champ. That's 4 champions in a row. What else do I got to do? This is like my 23rd fight in the UFC.
Is this the Khabib Bowl? The winner gets Khabib?
Yeah, they'll be the interim title holder, and the next fight is Khabib.
A lot of punches are going to be thrown.
It's gonna be a lot of volume and violence.
Every single time, but now we gotta throw that right kick. You gotta let it go, okay? I know, but when he dips out like this. Yeah. So start up high. It's fine. Yeah. He's bracing.
Boom! Look at that right hand. Really staggered Max Holloway. Left hand over the top. Right hand. He just got clipped. He got hurt again.
Let's dig deep. Let's push the pace. You got this. This is our fight.
For the winner by unanimous decision and new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
I just beat one of the pound-for-pound best in the world. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. And that damn I feel good, man. It's been a long time, brother.
Take nothing away from Dustin. He beat a world champ. He is the world champ. There ain't no interim shit. He the real thing. He beat a world champion, and congrats, brother.
I think that Poirier looked big for him tonight. You know, he was big, he was strong. Max is a true 45-pounder.
So are you in favor now of Max going back to 45 and defending his title?
Yeah.
Who do you think is his first challenge there?
When did you start training? What year did you start?
I started, I've been doing it for about, not even 10 years, 9 years. So I actually started MMA training as just to keep fit while I was playing rugby league. So I was, that was when I was 214 pounds.
But still, it's a ridiculous amount of weight.
100%, I'm 5'6" on a good day, you know what I mean?
So what made you decide to make a switch to MMA professionally?
So I was training at MMA and having a couple of fights while I was playing rugby league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so that was
during the season?
Yeah.
During the season you were having fights?
Yes.
So you'd have a game and then you'd have a fight?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Tonight's winner could very well be next for the UFC featherweight champion, Max Blessed Holloway.
Feels like he's got some work to do with 5 minutes left.
He's behind.
Volkanovski is fighting a fantastic fight.
For the winner by unanimous decision, Alexander the Great.
And when you're planning to face Max Holloway?
Mate, let's do it, you know what I mean? I'm told that they want to have a card in Australia, Whitaker and Israel Adesanya. I would love to be on that card too. Let's make it happen.
Heavy leg kicks, hitting those low calf kicks, and as you said, DC, he's going to have to check some of these.
Yeah, he looked good, and that market is massive for us. So maybe we do that rematch in Australia. I don't know, just off the top of my head.
Second one, I had to change, and we did. I hit him with some good shots, dropped him a bunch of times.
He's picking his shots, walking him down. Oh man, he's down again. He's hurting Volkanovski with frequency.
He definitely came with a new game plan that caught us by surprise, which was a credit to him and his team. Third round, we knew that we had to step it up, and we knew we needed the next one. So mid-fight, I had to just completely change my style to counter his adjustment.
The determination of Volkanovski has really turned up the pressure the second half of this fight.
Numbers very close across the board.
So we obviously went out there and did our thing.
I thought I did enough. The owner of the company thought I did enough. The world thought I did enough.
Yeah, it was a tough fight, much broader. He stood there, didn't really take a backward step. He made it tough for me.
Well, Dana, all week we've been talking about this UFC debut on ABC, and I don't think I've ever even asked you, what kind of memories do you have watching fights on ABC? Was it young Dana White sitting in the living room watching boxing?
For the UFC, anytime you're on broadcast TV, it's a big deal. Just in general in the sports world, if you're on broadcast TV, you've kind of hit the pinnacle in terms of distribution. Since we transitioned into our partnership with Disney and ESPN, we hadn't had a broadcast opportunity until on Saturday night when we were able to debut really stacked fight night on ABC.
ABC's Wide World of Sports. When I was growing up, you know, Ali, Sugar Ray Leonard, and the list goes on and on. All the greats fought there, and many people became fans of fighting because of ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Who were we going to put out there? How did you arrive at Max Holloway and Calvin Kattar?
People think I'm the rookie going into this fight. I'm the elder. If this was high school, I'd be a senior, he'd be a freshman. In that octagon, I'm going to treat him like the freshman.
The tension of a UFC main event, nothing quite like it in all of professional sports.
Yes. Oh, that was a beautiful back kick to the midsection.
In a lot of ways, he has that sort of Nick Diaz approach, where he's not hitting you with all of his might. He's not throwing these haymakers unless he's got you hurt.
I saw the classical boxer, believe it or not, in Holloway.
He's a puncher.
Yeah.
He's a puncher. Like, this guy can, like, put someone down.
If he is that developed boxer that I'm talking about, he's bringing to the game more than power, more than toughness. He's bringing head movement. He's bringing understanding of distance. He's bringing a plan.
I think his prime time is coming. It was not when he was champion. I think his time gonna come if you're gonna keep focus.
Having a punch is like having a bomb. It's no good unless you have a missile to get to the target.
The man was saying that he had best boxing in all MMA. I wanted to prove that wrong. The man was calling me a freshman. I wanted to pick the, you know, there's freshmen, and then there's freshmen that come up and then they take your girlfriend.
It's gonna look like this.
Who's a better boxer, Conor McGregor or Max Holloway?
I think Max Holloway. That pace will cripple a person. It's just, he's superhuman.
He took so much fucking punishment in this fight, I'm freaking out.
Again, he had a plan. Get off first, get out. Like Salvador Sanchez did to my man, Indian Red Lopez.
This reminds me of the time of the fight, when the fight's over and he walks them back and fucking dies.
Those greats that fought on ABC, the Roberto Durans and Muhammad Ali's, they would have watched that and been incredibly impressed.
The other guy, the courage, chin, guts. I don't know how many times I said, oh my God.
This was a boxing fight with 4-ounce gloves, and he landed 400 punches.
Mentality DC! He's even listened to the commentary team. The red button, you see me!
Because I want to be the best. And to be the best, you got to beat the best. And the best is blessed, baby, so.
It might be the greatest single performance I've ever seen.
So I take back what I said leading into the fight. I want Max to fight for the belt regardless of who wins in March.
My older brother, he graduated. He graduated from high school. From college, I mean. He was like, oh, you graduate. What you gonna do now? I was like, I looked at him. I was like, I'm gonna be a UFC fighter. And he did this laugh. And then 3 years later, January 4th, I was at the hospital. I was waiting on the arrival of my son. I get my phone rang and be like, hey, check your email. So I go check my email, and it's a UFC contract to fight Poirier for February 4th.
Wow.
First, I hang up the phone. First person I call, my older brother. And he picks up the phone. He's like, oh, he said, what's up, Max? I was like, what? He's my nephew here? I got no. And he's like, then what? I told him, oh, no. Guess who you talking to? He's like, who I'm talking to? I was like, you're talking to a UFC fighter. And he laughed. He did the same laugh.
For the winner, by unanimous decision,
or not, but he said great way to win this fight would be sending Max basically to the hospital and making it so he can't walk, you know. I mean, this is a violent fight. That's why they make BMF fights, you know.
oh my God!
At first, I thought that was no way in hell he was gonna be able to fight.
You shouldn't even give up. Like, what is that? Like that, if you give up, you certified a loser. If you try, you at least a winner in your book.
Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art.